Says it's starting. All right, here we go. All right, welcome everybody. My name is Christian, and I'm going to be talking with Josh. And we are discussing today first-person shooters and where they're going and what things we're looking forward to in the near future. So, do you want to do a quick intro, Josh?
Sure. I can do that. That's Josh here from the World Map Podcast, yet again collaborating with Sterling Knight Gamers and Chris. So thanks for having me on your video here, and I'll audio out in the podcast episodes like I did with the last chat that we had. So those are up on iTunes or worldmapcast.com. But yeah, first-person shooters. You know, I used to actually be my favorite genre, believe it or not.
I mean, that's not hard to believe, but like millions are sold every year.
It was like the genre, right? I mean, we had like GoldenEye and all that stuff when we were growing up, and then
Halo in college.
And Halo in college, yeah. So like FPSs quickly became, I think, like and even before that, old MS-DOS, right? I'd be putting in the discs and booting up, like Duke Nukem 3D and Wolfenstein and Doom and all that stuff. So, yeah, I liked first-person shooters for a long time, and I think it was really the broification that came along with Call of Duty getting really popular and all that, and kind of where FPS started to be circa like 2008, 2009-ish. That was really when I started getting bored of shooters and also turned off by them because focus on online multiplayer and lack of focus on campaigns for the FPS genre.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't know if it's my favorite or it's like there's still certain first-person shooters that I still love going back to, but I definitely don't play nearly as much as I did in college. But I don't play anything nearly as much as I did in college. So when we were in college, when we were both coexisting at Tech during a certain period of time, like Halo was. Halo 2, Halo 3, I think ODST came out when we were still there. Like, what I played a massive amount of. And I remember playing the other Call of Duties, the first three, and them not being that big of a deal, but just kind of interested in the World War II setting. And then I remember when Modern Warfare came out. I remember putting it in and us playing in my townhouse, split screen, back when split screen was still a thing for most shooters. And it was a lot of fun. I remember, how big of a deal it is when someone got to like the helicopter, stage, and suddenly there's a helicopter going around shooting people. And then I enjoyed World at War, which was the one after that. Again, because, the World War II setting, and then, I forget exactly when Modern Warfare 2 and 3 and all those kept on coming out, but it definitely, the near future Modern Warfare genre is just, in my opinion, just beat to death, and it needs a break terribly. I still enjoy Halo. Yeah. I didn't play it all that much when I got it. I don't even know if I'm going to buy the next one or just GameFly it instead, but I still enjoy shooters like hell. For some odd reason, the last month or so, I've gone back into Titanfall, which is something I would definitely like to compare and contrast Call of Duty, Battlefield, and Titanfall, and where those line up. But and also Star Wars Battlefront, even though it's first and third person. I was playing Battlefront because I'm a Star Wars fan, just as you are, and I was just getting more and more tired of just how broken it feels, of just, the vehicle combat. It's not that fluid. It's not that great.
The vehicle combat is basically why I only played the beta and canceled my pre-order, but I'll save that for another time. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I think that um, especially college and Halo, like Halo was kind of the resurgence and really in a father of the first-person shooter genre for consoles. I mean, we had GoldenEye on N64, obviously, and some other things, but I feel one that really like got it right and got the dual stick thing down, and you finally started thinking like, oh, this isn't only equivalent to the PC, but I act playing FPS is better on console now, and Halo was really the reason for that. And you and I back ever since the tech days and since we usually team up with some other from school that Halo 3, Halo 4, Halo 5 and do some multiplayer matches for the first month or so when it comes out. Reach, I think we played.
Yeah, I really enjoyed
I enjoyed Reach too, and I think there definitely has been a difference in Halo since 343 took it over. Not to make this a Halo, I definitely the campaigns, and that was one of the things I think that I liked about Halo. It was like the only first-person shooter that I still played, it wasn't that boring, tired, old, beaten into the ground, modern era first-person shooter like all the
terrorist brown, like poor brown people that you need to shoot in various countries.
Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, Black Ops, and I feel like there's another one too that I'm forgetting that's basically just like that.
Ghost was particularly bad, but
yeah. It's like for me, Halo was a break from all that samey kind of stuff, and we got this cool sci-fi story to go along with it. There was a legit campaign that was, and then with 343, I feel like the campaigns have just not been as meaty. Although I like 5 a little bit better than 4, but and even that, I played 5 multiplayer for 2-3 months pretty consistently after that game came out, and then I eventually just dropped off. I think Rocket League probably had something to do with playing many other online games, but it definitely, at this point, we're talking about Halo 6 being the next one, right? So even now, Halo is getting kind of tired.
Yeah.
You mentioned, Star Wars Battlefront didn't really scratch the itch for me. I had a lot of issues with that game, and then Battlefield, I haven't had a chance to try the Battlefield 1 beta yet that's out, unfortunately. But you mentioned Titanfall, and Titanfall got this weird. I think a lot of people kind of crapped on it. I think part of that was because it was a launch title for the Xbox One, and the Xbox One got crapped on.
Yeah.
And so I think there was by association going on there, but. Titanfall, the thing they try to do with like weaving a campaign into these multiplayer sessions, weird, and I didn't like that. But as a core gameplay thing, when I finally went back and gave Titanfall a chance, I really enjoyed it. I thought Titanfall was probably the freshest, best first-person shooter experience I had had in a really long time. Until this year when Overwatch came out. But Titanfall, I think, very underrated game.
Yeah, definitely. So I was definitely one of those people when it first came out. I actually got it on the 360 because I didn't have an Xbox One at the time, and I enjoyed it, and I was surprised how much I enjoyed it. And after getting Star Wars Battlefront, but staying strong and still not buying the DLC, I just got so tired of Battlefront, and I realized what made Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2, the originals, so much better is there were also NPCs running around that you could shoot at as well. And that also kind of provided a camouflage for you, because in so many modern shooters that you don't have shields, it's whoever sees the other person first dies. Especially when the player base gets a little bit older into it. Like if you go into any of the older Call of Duties that have been out for more than 6 months, the moment your head's exposed for 10 seconds, you're or like not even that, like the moment your head's exposed, period, you just die. You just fall and die. And in Halo, there have been plenty of times where someone had to drop on me, and if you turn around and get headshots and they don't, you will win that engagement. Or if you throw a grenade and you do the headshots, you'll win that engagement even though you didn't start it. Call of Duty, if you don't start the engagement, you lose 90% of the time. And like that's realistic, but that's not fun. And it's the
Yeah.
same thing with Battlefront. And I really wanted NPCs running around, and I really wanted more fluid ground combat that was also fair. When you're in a walker or even an ATST, there's no way any one person's ever going to take you down unless they have, a turret or something like that. But I started going back into Titanfall after I got old with Battlefront, and I realized, oh my god, like Titanfall is way better than Battlefront. And people gave it such a hard time about having it this online campaign. But guess what? That's way more campaign than Star Wars Battlefront had. And it also, same thing with was it Evolve and all, and the various I forget if it's Overwatch or those two that are almost identical, like their like lack of a meaty campaign. It's like, you know what? I kind of understand the story of Titanfall. I had to play through it a few times in order to get a better understanding from both perspectives. But having the grunts and the specters also running around and the auto titans actually being decent, and you having certain advantages over Titans and the cloaks and all that kind of stuff, it's so much more balanced and fair. And even if you're a really bad human, you're going to be able to kill a few bots and feel decent about yourself and get lucky here and there. But yeah, if you go into Battlefront, you go into Call of Duty, and you're not playing regularly, you're just going to get creamed. So I do agree with like a launch title, and like Xbox just really fell on its face, like the first like few months of like their marketing and stuff. But I'm really looking forward to Titanfall 2, even though I played the beta and it like I kind of don't like the style that they've switched to, but I'll just have to see. But I've played Titanfall enough to they got my money for the next one. But we can at some point we should probably switch over to Battlefront One and another fresh a fresh air into the genre. Well, I guess I'll just start. So when I first saw the Battlefield One trailer, I was really impressed by it. Like it was so much better, and their trailers have been great. And I haven't played the beta yet, but I've watched a lot of the footage, and I've been really impressed with just the look, and it feels different, and it sounds different, and some aspects are historically more accurate, and the other ones they had to change just because it's more fun. Because 99% of the soldiers out there would have single action bolt action rifles, period, and maybe a pistol if they were rich. The fact that there's you can be a class and everyone has submachine guns. Like, yeah, technically those guns existed during that time period, but you wouldn't have 16 people on a section of the battlefield and 9 of them have submachine guns and the other ones having sniper rifles. Like, it just wouldn't happen. But you play any of the battlefields, you have American soldiers using Russian guns, and
Oh, I think I lost you there. All right, we're just waiting on. Looks like Christian's internet crashed, so we're just waiting on him to rejoin the live show here.